Hi, this is Doris Day speaking to you directly from Channel 33. Davina.
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
Why do you keep asking me?
I'm not.
And now, live from the town that's the pride of the San Gabriel Valley, it's Quintessential Covina with your hosts Marty Getz and David Cluckerman. Tonight's guest is Riley Geary, Caltech seismic analyst. And here they are, the two crazy men, Dave and Marty.
It's been a couple weeks. Looks like he forgot there for a moment.
Who is it? It's Dave and Marty. Yeah, that's who it is.
David
Well, thank you, Rob,
Cluckerman.
for that wonderful introduction there.
Nice to have you back.
Our favorite announcer in
Hope
the
you
world.
had a nice 4th of July weekend. Hello, Covina.
Hello, Covina.
We're back again a week later. This is show number 17.
17.
Can you believe that?
Now, what I'd like to do is, if anybody saw the tease there in the beginning, if anybody knows who that was, listening to his voice and looking at him, give us a call right now.
His name or his alter ego?
We want to find out who he plays. A very famous character, actually. And if you call in right now, we will inundate you with goodies.
Inundate.
We've got
a plethora
of goodies for everybody tonight. So if you know who that big guy was there at the beginning, the gentleman was at the beginning of the show at the tease, give us a call right now, and maybe Rob Van Riel can give us that phone number. Right now, Rob, can you give us a phone number? Let's take that phone number.
Give us a call here at Quintessential Covina at 967-7353. That's 967-7353. Call us right now and you can talk to David Cluckerman and Marty Getzer over here. The Getz.
The Getz.
Oh, always gets what he wants.
Yes, call us, please. This is a live show,
Yes.
and every week we come here to enlighten and confuse the city of Covina.
We are here live right from our studios. We're right here at 302 East Roland
And
in
if
Covina.
The fabulous city of Covina.
Our guest today is Riley Geary, a seismic technician? Seismic analyst, that's right. I almost mispronounced that. And he's going to talk about earthquakes, and he's going to try and avoid talking about the report that came in from the U.S. Geological Survey. But we'll get something out of him.
We can give it our best shot.
Yeah, we'll give it our best shot. We'll give him some noogies or something. And so anyway,
I can hear Wayne Sakamoto.
Yeah, Wayne Sakamoto. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is John.
Hi, John.
What's going on?
Not much.
No? Then why are you calling?
I know the answer.
Okay.
Is it the Max Headroom guy? Does Max Headroom?
That was too easy.
That's the guy who does Max Headroom. I can't remember his name though. His real name.
No, I don't remember.
At least his actor name.
This is Max Headroom. That was
Well, what are we going to inundate this guy with?
Well, we can give him Friday's Fling.
Well, here's a microphone. It's one of our last working ones.
We had a little fire on his head just as the tease was rolling here.
Okay. You get a Friday's Fling. This is like the last thing we have from Fridays.
Cool.
You'll have a fling, a smoothie, an appetizer, or a dessert for just this card.
Why don't we give him a hat and glasses?
We'll give him a Carl's Jr. hat. Boy, you can take orders all around town for Carl's Jr. with this thing. This is like, we want to get a close-up of this because this is one handsome piece right there. So Carl's
Maybe
Jr.
some shades?
Yeah, here you go. Some Lifesaver shades.
Are they edible?
No, they're not. Well, I shouldn't say they aren't. But boy, you'd have one hell of a time passing these.
It'll hurt twice.
They look a lot like this. We're trying to get rid of them so you can have them. And
maybe lunch for two.
Lunch for two at Carl's Jr.
Right on.
So if the order you take with the hat happens to match what's on these cards, you can just like hand them one of these. And you'll get a free Famous Star hamburger and a soft drink of your choice. Of course, not totally your choice. You can't like a Stoli, please. That won't happen. But I'm sure they have plenty of sodas that will suit your taste.
Thank you very much.
And how about a Covina trivia game?
Yeah.
All right.
You can
There is actually a Covina trivia game that's supplied to us by the Covina Chamber of Commerce.
Fool and amaze your friends with your knowledge of the city of Covina, which has a very deep and interesting history. Believe me.
It's wild.
Right
yes,
on.
I'm giving away.
Okay, so we got everything else is in the hat. We can't get the game in there though.
When can I pick it up?
Monday? How's Monday?
Yeah, swing by our office on Monday and we'll have it waiting for you.
No problem.
Okay, John, what's on your mind? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've called before. I've been down there once or twice.
Really?
Oh, okay.
I can't place the voice. With the voice.
I think I was down there around the 9th or 10th show.
Who was on? Or did we have anybody?
You didn't have a guest. I think it was like one or two after you had that one girl from Northview on.
Oh, so you go to Northview?
Yeah.
John Portman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Remember him?
Dave,
What can I say?
He's Mr. PR, I swear.
Right on.
Pull that name right out of the air.
How's summer going?
It's going all right.
Did you graduate?
No, I still have one more year.
One more year.
Aww.
So you'll be a senior, though.
Sure will.
It's a jungle out there. Don't rush it.
What was that special thing you're supposed to do for our school, Dave?
Well, we put together a video yearbook.
Oh, right on.
It actually came out pretty well. We showed a lot of little scenes of what had happened over the year. Some of the stuff we'd covered, the high school football and basketball games. We took it was definitely geared towards the seniors. We showed shots of all the senior pictures from their freshman yearbook, and then we showed them again at the end of the video. We showed all single shots of all the seniors.
When will you be able to see it?
I don't know if it's gonna. We didn't do it to air actually, but
just like for the school.
Yeah, they played it at their senior luncheon.
Oh, and they're not doing copies of it, or
nobody wanted any. It's like
no interest.
20 years from now, they're going to be so sorry.
They put their blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and nobody.
I want to see it.
Any Northview seniors out there, if you want it, we'll get you a copy.
It's real hard to sign a videotape, though.
It is. It's tough.
Best wishes.
But it's got some good memories, especially for especially the sports people, because there's a lot of stuff of them, and the cheerleaders, which I don't know why there just happens to be a lot of cheerleaders. I can't understand that though. But
I know Steve has a cheerleader in mind.
Yeah.
Who would that be?
No, you'll find out. I think she's watching tonight, and
oh yeah,
she's scheduled to be on the show in a few.
What's her name?
Oh, you'll find out. It's a surprise.
Find out tonight.
We don't.
She doesn't go to Northview though. I must say.
Doesn't she?
Covina.
Oh.
She goes to Covina.
Yeah, all these Covina high schools, they all look alike to me.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Well, John, thanks a lot.
Thank you. We couldn't do this show without people like you calling in and taking all our stuff.
But
thank you.
Enjoy your glasses.
I will.
And don't eat them though.
I won't.
Don't
okay.
Eat. Yeah. Don't let anybody else. Don't let the dog get at them. If Robin or Larry are watching, I want you guys to call in and let's talk about that airplane. Let's talk about
Airbus.
The Airbus. It's not an airplane. It's an Airbus. There they are now, and that's sort of a controversial issue, and that's of course what we're always looking for here. Is there somebody there?
Yeah.
Hello.
You don't know who this is?
Not so far.
Is that Carrie?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to be here tonight.
No, I got in trouble.
No, it's
what's new?
like a broken record, Carrie. Come on, what's the deal?
I know, I'm always getting in trouble.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, what was it about? Can you tell us?
I don't know.
Oh. No.
Just trouble.
Trouble.
Teenage trouble.
Oh, good.
Teenage trouble.
Well, sorry.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, fine.
That's
good.
Just waiting for an earthquake.
Yeah. Did you guys feel that other one the other night?
I didn't. I slept through it. My wife felt it, and she tried to wake me up, but I was out.
Last earthquake I felt was the October 1st one.
That's the last one you felt? You didn't feel the one from the first Upland one?
I was
That
in
woke
Palm
me
Springs.
up, man. I was like bummed.
I was in Palm Springs.
Oh, that's right.
Which is probably pretty close, but it was...
Hi, Covina. But yeah, that Upland one, the first Upland one woke me up and I was shaken. And the second one I slept through, though. I was saved.
You get scared too, huh?
I had never felt an earthquake until the October 1st. And ever since then, every one I feel, it just, oh my God.
Yeah, like me, I just freak out.
Yeah. See, I'm from the Midwest, I prefer tornadoes.
Yeah.
You can see those coming.
Yeah.
You can get out in the basement, it's like Lassie or something. You open the doors to the basement and
We can tell
the bulkhead doors.
Marty.
Yes, you can tell Rob Van Riel is back. True to form.
Boy, and our new little thing in the choice guide says we seldom use puns, but we didn't mention that Rob
Yeah,
Van Riel,
Rob Van Riel, right.
of course, always uses puns.
Yeah, we'll have a page in your choice guide next month. We'll have a whole page about Quintessential Covina.
You guys aren't in there this month, are you?
No. Well, there's a little
there's a
little
paragraph
thing about this big. next month, this big.
full page.
Hey, could I have a copy of that yearbook? That video yearbook?
The video yearbook?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't see it.
Oh, you're opening a whole can of worms there, Dave. She asks. Next caller asks. Is we inundated? Yeah, for $1.
No, that's for answering on the phone.
Okay, what was that? So anyway, anything else?
No, I'm just wondering how you guys are doing.
Well, we miss you, and I hope you don't stay grounded from Quintessential Covina for too long.
Yeah, ask my mom about that.
Well, no, I won't.
We wouldn't want to get you in more trouble.
That's your business.
Yeah,
So.
okay.
I never come in between a parent and their child. That's pretty dangerous. So anyway, well, thanks.
And we'll talk at you soon, Carrie.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Come on, we want something controversial out
Someone
there.
talk about, we should talk about this.
Dave, you were at Hugh Hefner's house yesterday?
Yesterday morning, I was stopped by the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah? Yeah, Dave?
It was fun.
Did you see Hef at all?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you get to shake his gnarly hand or anything?
No, I met him the first
You
time
never
I
know
was
where
there.
that hand has been.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The first time I went there, I met him a little more formal, just introduction. But this time he was just walking around.
So
It's not
pajamas,
a pink pajamas actually.
Pink pajamas?
It wasn't a real happy time at the mansion.
Well, Hef's got his problems.
Well, the big thing with his ex-girlfriend Carrie Lee and the palimony suit and everything, so everything was dropped. And everything was cool,
So it was all on the floor.
Yeah. Well, she dropped the lawsuit and everything and this and that.
Oh, really?
But
So
then
why is
what
he
happened?
bummed?
Oh, well, it just happened Thursday, actually. In this month's edition of Playboy, he tells the story of how she was like a real bitch around the mansion and all these things.
967-7353.
The number?
The number.
No, put the
Or
number up on
967 self. Is there somebody waiting there?
Yeah.
Hi, who's this?
Can I start off with a joke, or only you guys can tell the joke tonight?
Well, it just depends on the content of it, sir.
Well, what's shaking?
Yeah. That was a joke.
Oh.
This
That's
is
a
Ron.
joke,
How you
son.
guys doing?
Who is
Good.
this? Who's that?
Ron.
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 How's it
What's
going?
shaking? Oh.
I know.
Ron, boy, oh boy. So you sure you want to be a nightclub comic? But, what movie was that from?
No, I don't know.
Arthur.
So what's going on?
I have a baseball update to give you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
One of your guests that were on a couple weeks ago, Jerry Willick,
Yeah.
7 for 14, batting 500.
Wow.
Cool.
Off to a good start.
Wow. How'd you find it out?
His brother works for me.
Okay. How's he doing? Other than that, I mean, is he fitting in well and everything?
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh, I bet.
He loves it.
Actually, yeah, we were at Oshman's Sporting Goods in the mall today. Marty and I were talking about that. I was like, I wonder what Sean is doing as we're looking at the baseball bat.
Yeah.
Played like 82 games in 70 days or something like that. They had an incredible
that's
schedule.
so busy.
It is.
Yeah.
Buy some gym equipment.
Yeah, I bought some gym equipment. Yeah, I've been working out. I go to the malls now.
Me too. I've been doing these 12-ounce curls, 10-ounce curls.
How's your team doing, Dave?
We won last week. We had
your team.
my
Dave.
team, the Daves.
He's like a kibitzer.
Well, I play for the South Hills Kiwanis Club, and we play in the park every Thursday night. I'd like to invite anybody and everybody to come down and see us play.
Thanks, Dave.
We actually won last week. I got 3 hits.
Dave.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we were doing pretty good. And it was like, at one point it was funny. I was up at bat.
How funny was it?
It was so funny that you're going to die laughing. at one point, I was up there, and being that I'm not the biggest guy in the world, they're like calling in the outfield, come on in, and I'm like, oh, man. And I just smacked that thing. And it went right between two guys. That was great.
Their ass, man.
Yeah, oh, boy. Revenge is sweet.
Yeah, it is.
But so are you, Marty.
Thanks, Dave. I love you. I always have.
Oh, boy. But yeah, the game's been going good.
Covina. Dave is a dear friend to me. So anything else?
Well, I have to say hi to my two kids who are watching tonight. Both of them are asleep. They were going to stay up and say hi to you guys,
Oh, man.
right where you left off last week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, boy, we had a big meeting about that one. I was wondering about our audience out there.
So I'd like to say hi to Christopher and Andrew.
Okay.
Hi, Christopher and Andrew.
Hi, Christopher. Were you taping this?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And thanks for the salads, man. That was great.
Were they good?
The salads were excellent.
Yeah.
Did you have one, Marty?
Taco next time.
Taco next time, huh?
Did you take requests?
No, I really appreciate that they were delivered. That was extra nice.
Marty went by to pick them up. And
I went by to pick them up, and he's like, well, they're already there, sir. Great. Thank you.
And delivered by Carl himself, right?
Carl, I know. That's great.
Yeah, right, Mr. Karcher. What's the deal with him? He's had some problems, or don't you want to talk about that?
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
What's the matter with him?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Not on the air?
No, he's a sponsor, so we won't bother.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll let somebody else get on. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So anyway, so I was at the mansion. So
anyway, Carl Karcher.
So Carrie Lee.
He's a nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a real nice guy.
So what happens? Carrie Lee, or in this month's article,
Hey, Dave.
Half talks about all the problems they had with Carrie Lee. So she went to Penthouse and signed a deal with Bob Guccione.
Bob Guccione, one of the world's most sleaziest guys.
To tell her story.
Mm-hmm.
So they found this out Thursday or Wednesday or something like that. So they had
He's
some meetings
sleazy.
and stuff.
I mean, no. If you wanted to have an illustration of sleaze, Bob Guccione. I think so.
I agree. There's something about
personification of
sleaze.
I mean,
the opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the American cable systems.
Well, what's he going to do?
Yeah, I know. It wouldn't be on our show.
Oh, yeah, we can't get Bob Guccione. I'm really bummed. Omni isn't bad. It had its moments.
Penthouse is not a terrible magazine.
Penthouse has nice stories.
Nice articles, yeah.
Nice articles. I buy it for I read the margins.
How that forum. Is that what you
I get them for the reader's information cards. You circle number 302. Get the product information. Hello, is there somebody there?
Yeah, what's up, Dave?
Not much. How you doing?
Pretty good. I watch your show all the time.
Great.
What about Marty?
Oh, Marty, I ignore you. I just watch Dave. Dave's my homeboy. This is a Bruce.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce who?
He's your homeboy.
This is a Bruce Daniels. Just graduated from Charter Oak.
So what?
Okay, Marty. None of that.
Hey, you treat me bad, you get it right back, Dad.
He's bummed, man.
Yeah. I just watch for Dave, man.
I like you, Marty. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Marty's an all right guy.
Yeah, I got to fight for it, though. Thanks.
No, I was just kidding.
I know, Bruce likes me. And I like Dave. So,
Hey, can I say hi to my two buddies?
Yeah.
Hi, Trent and Ray.
Hi.
Hi, Trent. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Bruce.
So where do I know you from?
You don't. I just watch your show.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking, where have I met him? Bruce Dan? Well, were you at any of the basketball games we shot this year at Charter Oak?
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Well, Marty was running handheld cameras.
Yeah, I was down there on the floor.
I got detention once, so I couldn't,
You got detention?
Go.
Shame on you.
I got in trouble.
For what?
I don't want to say it.
It's all part of growing up. It's all part of throwing up.
Kind of bad.
So
well,
Bruce,
you guys have a good night, okay?
Oh, okay.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye, Marty.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. I know, I hate when you have to fight for it.
Yeah.
But I'll fight for it.
Yeah.
Believe me.
So anyway, that was my trip to the Playboy Mansion. It was fun.
What'd you have for lunch? Oh, that's right. One of the best steaks you've ever had.
Yeah, it was very good. I had a New York. It was a brunch.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's real. Shame on you.
Oh, that's something I would expect, like W.E. Walrus. And of course, you never do see W.E. Walrus and Marlon Brando in the same room. It's one of those things.
God, I was hoping to get a call from some of our old friends.
Yeah. Where's Robin? Where's Robin and Larry?
Yeah.
We haven't heard from them.
Or
We've heard from their kids. I think Larry. Oh, didn't we like? I think I heard something that we cut Larry off last week or something. Maybe he's mad at us or something.
Larry, if you're mad at us,
we're really sorry, but you know how it is. Okay? We're so popular. Well, at least Dave is. So
Hey, somebody yelled at me when I was riding my bike today.
I know, Dave. I know.
And maybe if she calls up. So I was riding my bike along Badillo today.
Over by the park.
Over by the park and all the medical clinics along there. And you know, one of those, it was towards the end of the ride. So I'm like, and someone says, "Hey, QC Covina," and she waved. If you're watching out there, who yelled at me today,
well, that could be
call
anybody
up.
On the phone.
No, but describe what you were driving. She would be the only one who knows what. I won't tell what kind of.
That's true.
And we'll give you some good prizes.
Unless they're psychic.
Tell us psychic.
Make me psychic. Okay.
But yeah.
Maybe
a lot of people are I'm watching you.
Yeah, okay.
I think some people are waiting to talk to our guests tonight. It's going to be neat to talk about earthquakes.
That's right. We haven't said much about our guest. He rode his bicycle to Covina all the way from Pasadena, and I think that shows a real gritty kind of character or something, or he doesn't have a car, something like that. So anyway, hello caller.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Marty.
Hi.
This is Robin.
What do you say, Robin?
What's going on? It's been weeks.
Hello, this is Larry.
Oh, we asked for Larry and Robin.
So we're answering for
Did we cut you off, Larry?
Well, you had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
He was on the line, but you weren't receiving him.
Oh, well, we're sorry. What's going on?
So is this impressive, riding from Pasadena to Covina on your bicycle?
I think that's like a wonderful thing.
Well, I mean, I rode my bike this morning from my house at Badillo and Brank all the way over, up and around over to Azusa Avenue and back, and I was pretty tired.
I think it's really neat because all this hoopla about the greenhouse effect. I think nobody's taking it seriously, but I think we really have to worry about it. So I think we should all be.
So everybody should ride their bikes.
Yeah, to the show.
I was in England a few years ago.
Yeah.
Up in the Lake District, and late at night we met some bike riders who early that morning had gotten up on the east coast of England and were on the way to the west coast, and it would take them about 2 days to bicycle across England.
It's nothing like riding across the United States of America.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
that takes more than 2 days.
Yeah, it takes like a month or something.
So, Robin, what do you think of our boys out there in the Gulf?
The Gulf.
Shooting down an Airbus.
Well, I don't think all the facts have come out yet, but I think one thing that's obvious is that the policy has not been clearly thought through.
What do you think about? You think there were bodies planted in the water?
I wouldn't be surprised. The pictures I saw looked rather suspicious.
Yeah.
It's my opinion that that ship was never designed to be in that kind of a situation.
Well, if you ask me, there's no excuse for shooting down a commercial airliner.
Well, they should have had some air cover. They should have scrambled it.
I mean, they could have. They were tracking it long enough that they could have scrambled somebody to get a bird's eye view of what the hell it was.
They should have Harriers on.
Harriers. I'm getting a Harrier. Here, that's for you, Rob. I'm getting a Harrier.
Anyway, Mr. Weiner has some comments he wants to make.
Well,
okay.
That's why we asked you to call.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, Mr. Clark and Mr. Getz?
Doing great, Mr. Weiner.
Very fine.
Well, in regard to the incident in the Gulf, I think Robin's correct. That ship, is not designed to perform the function that they want it to perform. That ship is designed to be part of a carrier fleet.
Okay.
And there's no way that these tragedies can be avoided completely, especially when you don't have air cover there, and there's no way of getting a plane up there to in time. These things happen in just a matter of minutes to identify the incoming aircraft. I'm sure the captain had in mind what happened to the Stark. Earlier this year.
You can't blame them for being pretty, wary of what's going on there. But.
My feeling is, there's obviously no excuse, and I don't think I'm not trying to make light of the fact, but you can almost understand the situation though. If you're sitting there and you're in a war situation, you've been shooting at other things, and things have been shooting at you, and this and that. It's hard to just all of a sudden say, "Oh, wait a minute, we better check this out," and the mistakes are going to happen, and that's a very unfortunate fact.
Kill them all and let God sort them out.
Well, it. On the other hand, I feel that the very least we can do as a country is, make our apologies to the
send them all
to the
copies
victims
of
and send them
I said we sent him copies of QC number 3. That was the Dick Dale show.
I think so.
That would be good.
Try to make a settlement with them. Whatever is fair.
Well,
what else can you do?
Personally,
send Sammy Davis over.
Bob Hope maybe. No, my personal feeling, I don't think we should necessarily pay the government of Iran.
Oh, not the government.
I think definitely the families, and maybe replace the plane. But I know tonight on the news they were talking about that Iran wants some sort of cash settlement. It's like, how do you buy that? I mean,
we'll give them like 5 DC-3s or something.
That makes it good to give to if we give them $10, $50 million or whatever. That it's okay, thanks. No problem.
No,
you're
the
forgiven.
Traditional thing is to make a settlement with the families of the victims.
Exactly.
They're the people who are suffering.
Exactly. That's the people we should take care of. And they do it to the governments. They can buy missiles and shoot us back or something like that.
In the Bhopal situation, we made. That's what happened.
Kind of like Bhopal.
Yeah. It's just a very unfortunate thing, but.
But we're sorry.
Like I said, I don't know what the heck we're doing there. And
we're escorting ships.
Yeah, but it's not very effective.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when you think about how this whole thing started, Iraq
I think it was
destroyed one of our ships, and so we decided we're going to punish Iran for that, and come into the Gulf with.
Hey, shh! Excuse me.
It's awful quiet. It's awful noisy.
In the control room. Let's keep it down. There's a show going on.
Boy, oh boy.
Hey.
Sorry, Larry.
Go ahead.
We just have a really skewed policy over there, and I can't figure out exactly what we're trying to accomplish. It's like what Henry Kissinger said early on in the war. It'd be nice if both sides could lose.
What do you say?
In reference to the Iran-Iraq war, that it would be nice if both sides could lose, because neither party is our friend. Neither party has our interests at heart. I mean, Iraq is certainly not our friend. They've always been hostile
kind of likes us.
Iran likes us a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the heck we're doing trying to support Iraq. They're no friend to the West. I mean, they're strongly allied with Russia. They have been for decades. They've been openly hostile.
What
to the
about
West.
Russia? We're getting aligned with Russia.
Yeah, that's.
But still, I mean, I see. There's no point in us being involved if these two Arab countries want to kill themselves.
No, they're not Arab countries. One is an Arab country, Iraq. Iran is not Arab.
Well, I meant Arab as far as where they're located. Arab.
Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah, Dave. You know what I meant.
These two Middle Eastern countries. Two Middle Eastern countries want to shoot themselves up. What are we doing?
Hey, but they have oil there, Dave.
Well,
let them all shoot up, and then when it's barren land and bodies, then we'll move in and take over the oil wells.
I mean, Marty made a very good point. We have legitimate interests in the Gulf, in that the Western world is dependent on oil pumped out of the Gulf.
Well, but then let's do something about it. Let's seriously do something about it.
There's only one thing to do about that, and that's to get off of the oil gig. I mean, we need alternative, energy sources.
Of course, but. That's not going to come right
away.
And
then you can tell them to screw themselves, and we can be riding around in our
solar-powered
hydrogen-powered Sony Trinitrons and stuff.
My big problem. Let's not do anything half-assed. Let's have a plan and let's do it.
I know. It's like, come on out there, jeez Christ.
I think the people in the studio, some of the people in the studio, are offended that we're trying to raise the level of consciousness and debate.
Well, it's like the whole drilling off the Palisades. It's like a big deal right now, and it's just like, well, if we didn't have to use oil, we wouldn't have to worry about it. And then we could stop worrying about the greenhouse effect, and L.A. would be like the beautiful place that we all moved here for.
Except for the earthquakes.
Well, yeah. Well, that's Mother Nature.
No, that's Riley Geary. He's going to talk about that.
Well, Riley Geary can talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, hey, it's 10:30.
Is it? Sorry, gotta go.
Well, it was nice talking to you guys.
Nice talking to you too, Larry.
Tell Steve to go out and have a beer.
Yeah, I think he's had a few too many
That's
already.
Coffee. That's coffee.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, but thanks for calling, Larry, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for your enlightened views.
Well, we have a guest to get on. You ready?
We have a guest to get on, so we're going to take a break. Is there one more call waiting or anything? Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right, then we're going to a break, and we'll be back with our guest. We have to swap mics
right after this, after our little fire here tonight.
Yeah. Too bad. You gotta wait. Gotta wait. So we'll see you in a minute.
We'll be right back.
Hey, thanks to these airbags here, this job is now a piece okay, Claire.
But Vince...
Yeah, I'll tell you something, partner. I just might stick around a few more years.
But Vince...
No more dashboard du jour or Vince under glass, huh?
But Vince...
Look out!
Even with airbags, Vince, you still got to remember to buckle your safety belt.
Now you tell me.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Off we go! Off we go!
Plan on entering the North Tack through the valley here? We'll go to the CP, contact Nell 73.
The United States Air Force offers opportunities for education and training. Training that will put you at the leading edge of today's technology. Find out how you can become part of today's Air Force. See your Air Force recruiter today.
Hey, we are back. And in marvelous
Now wait a minute. Okay, what mic? You could take a level on me. We're all confused about who's on what mic here.
Who's on first?
So
who's
this
on?
Is me. Because we had a smoking microphone over here before.
It was terrible.
Took care of that. We should all swap mics. It was like, never mind. So anyway, our guest tonight is Riley Geary, who is a seismic analyst for Caltech, and he knows all about those. Well, like these things here that graphically show us the amplitude of those seismic waves that travel through different. What's the word? Different.
The things out, the sensors all around?
No. I'll think of it later.
Okay.
No, he'll be impressed. But anyway.
Well, welcome, Riley. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome, Riley. He rode all the way here from Pasadena on his bicycle. What kind of bike?
Had a flat.
Yeah, well, it's a Bridgestone touring bike. This is my good bike.
It's your good bike, Mr. Good Bike.
Yeah. As opposed to my commuting bike. I did this partly to see, if it could be done. I do a lot of bike riding. I've done century rides and whatnot, so this wasn't any great distance. Riding at night is a bit of a different experience.
How long does a century ride take?
Well, a century ride generally takes all day. But this only took me about an hour from Caltech to get here.
You came right from work?
Well, I stopped off at work to pick these little goodies up. I live north of Caltech, about 2 miles.
Okay.
Okay, now you're a seismic analyst, right?
Right.
Now, what is?
Why don't you tell us about
define
that?
seismic?
Define analyst.
Well,
I basically.
What do those waves propagate, by the way?
Basically, my job entails locating and timing earthquakes. Not necessarily in a real-time environment, but pulling the data off of our computer systems and processing it and whatnot. And in the 8+ years that I've worked at the lab, I've located something on the order of at least 50,000 earthquakes.
Wow.
And looked at several million seismograms.
What's the average in a week?
Well, let's say we generally average a couple dozen earthquakes a day, background seismicity.
What's that, like ones, or where's
Well,
that
that's anything we can detect, which is down to magnitude 1 or even smaller in some areas.
Percentage of it. Now, what causes those kinds of earthquakes? What is it that actually makes the Earth move?
Well,
because we're spinning at a rate of 1,000 miles an hour.
Here we go. Okay, now there's the Earth rotation, and then if everybody flushes the toilet.
Well, basically, an earthquake is the result of any time you have slippage of rock masses past each other, and that can be in any orientation, either side to side, up and down, or horizontally. And the combination of these motions is what produces the focal mechanism of the earthquake. It's usually oriented. Well, it's related to the fault that it breaks on, the orientation of the fault. And
now, is there a constant motion, or is there just like pressure building until something gives?
Yeah, it's brittle failure. The stress accumulates until it overcomes the strength of the rock, and then there's a sudden slippage. And that might be a few tenths of a millimeter for a little tiny quake, or it might be several meters for a very large quake. Mm-hmm. And it's a sudden release of energy
several meters
what we
that we don't want to know about.
That's right.
Now, aftershocks is just that settling back again?
In a certain sense, yeah. It's the unbroken portions of the fault that are adjusting to the new stress regime, trying to settle in or accommodate itself.
Getting acquainted with their new home.
Interesting. So that is the only cause of earthquakes? Is that basically what causes earthquakes then, or is there any other?
Volcanoes? Is that like a...
I'm wondering, if there's...
Volcanoes are related to earthquakes in the sense, they're part of the same underlying geophysical processes, and volcanoes can cause certain types of earthquakes, and on occasion, earthquakes can result in volcanic eruptions, but these are only in areas that are volcanic to begin with. You can certainly have earthquakes without any associated volcanism whatsoever, and that's what we have mostly here in Southern California. We haven't had too many recent volcanoes.
I haven't experienced it.
However, up in the Owens Valley, there are some currently active volcanics, some of which are only a few hundred years old, and up in the Mammoth Lakes area, the Long Valley Caldera, that's still potentially capable of further eruptions. So it's by no means dead up there.
So Mount St. Helens, of course.
So what's a typical day like for you?
Well, mostly it's sitting in front of a video terminal, timing earthquakes. And attending to other bookkeeping processes that have to be dealt with.
So this is the last upland?
Well, this is the last major one here.
What fault is that?
It's probably the frontal fault zone that goes along the base of the San Gabriel Mountains. I'm not sure what it's called over here, but it's part of the Sierra Madre Cucamonga fault zone.
And they're finding new faults all the time, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
It's like wasn't the Whittier one? That was like a previously undetected, right?
Right. Well,
Whittier Narrows, or
at first it was it was postulated that it was a northern extension of a previously known fault, but the orientation of the fault mechanism was wrong, so they had to attribute it to a new fault system. They're now postulating.
Yeah, they're saying everybody practically lives near one, right? They're just like,
Okay, now there was some news not too long ago about the San Andreas fault, saying that
we've heard of that.
Yeah, that at one point, like the movie Superman, said that they had the theory that that California would fall off into the sea, and apparently some new research has kind of disproved that theory.
Well, it's not new research. Nobody ever seriously took the idea that California could fall off into the sea because there's no place for it to fall.
Yeah.
And geophysically, it's impossible here.
What are we doing, Mike?
This is upland.
Looks like an upside down champagne glass.
Am I holding it right?
Yeah. Well, if you're just keep in mind that this is which time is going from here to here
to the top.
Right.
Okay.
Well, how long is that right there?
How long? Yeah.
Well, this section is a little less than an hour here. What you're looking at is the onset of the earthquake and the gradual tapering off of the earthquake. That was the 4.5 that occurred June 26th, about 8 a.m. And this one here is the
This is the first one.
Right. This is the largest aftershock from that sequence so far.
This is in the upland area?
Right.
Okay.
This was July 6th in about 4 in the morning.
Right, I remember that.
For some people, 3.7.
So now what kind of education and training did you have in earthquakes?
Well, I have a degree in geology.
Send them over there.
But
don't get them near the light.
Burn them up.
Basically, it's just a job I applied for, and it seemed compatible, so I've been there for, as I said, over 8 years. So what do you want to do when
you grow up then?
I have yet to face the real world.
And so. That's good. I think basically everybody here can say that.
Yeah, I know. We like to do this TV show.
Now, when did you develop an interest in earthquakes? I mean, had you had some sort of an interest in...
I developed an interest when I went to work for the lab.
When you got a job.
Yeah, so before that, it wasn't like something you had studied and known about?
Not specifically, no.
No. So what were you, physics, or what was...
No, geology was my background.
Yeah,
so
I guess I would follow.
What kind of geology were your first interests? I've got a cousin who's a geologist as well.
Basically, field geology, that sort of thing. But since I've been at the lab, I haven't gone out to the field to look at earthquakes yet.
Do you miss the fact that you'd be going out and doing other kind of excavation type work or something like that you could do, or?
Not really. I actually enjoy working with a computer more than working with dirt.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. It's good enough for you. So where are sensors around here that measure these?
Well, the Caltech Geological Survey array that covers Southern California includes over 250 sites scattered throughout Southern California. Most of them are concentrated along the San Andreas and the other major systems. But it's a fairly dense network. And there's a similar network in Northern California and several other regional networks in the western U.S.
What's the deal? They came out with a, I don't know if that was a Geological Survey also, they came out with a prediction last week that Northern California is like ripe for one. They were saying like within real soon.
They're talking about the Parkfield quake that we're expecting.
Is that related to the 1912 or 19 whatever that was in San Francisco?
No. The Parkfield segment of the San Andreas is an area where we tend to observe magnitude 6 to 6.5 events occurring every 20 or 30 years. 20 years, I believe, and so 1988 is the expected date of the next Parkfield event up there. So consequently they're expecting the probability of a 6 to 6.5 in that area to be very high over the next 5 years.
And that would do damage.
Not really. There's not a whole lot to do damage up there.
Okay, that area is pretty barren area.
Pretty agricultural.
Is there somebody there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, who's this?
This is Shelley.
Hi, Shelley.
You said earlier that you hadn't heard from anybody from earlier in the show when it first started.
Say that again. We lost audio for a second.
You had talked earlier how you hadn't heard from anybody who was previously talking to you on the show when you first started it.
Oh.
And remember me, I do makeup effects.
Right, exactly. Right. Shelley Graves, right?
Right.
I was just thinking about you tonight because we were without makeup tonight. And.
Well, you look fine. What I was going to say is I love Freddie in the background. That's great.
Right here?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
Rob
great.
brought that. You brought that, Rob? Oh. What a guy. Rob Van Riel brought that, Freddie. In the old Nightmare on Elm Street guy.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So, Shelley, you got any seismic inquiries?
I was going to ask you something else, but I thought up a question, I guess.
Well, you can ask us both questions.
Both questions, yeah. This is American.
Let's see. I was wondering, why does it tend to be sunny, clear, and dry, and especially in the morning time when we do have earthquakes?
Well, the short answer is it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
It just seems to be like that.
That's what I would call selective memory. If the last earthquake you remember, you might associate a particular type of weather with, and if you see another earthquake that occurs in the same weather conditions, then you might associate a trend.
It's also the earthquakes that you're aware of, too.
But there is no correlation at all whatsoever between weather and earthquakes. And if you stop to think about it a little, you realize that there's no physical way that they could be coupled. Weather is an atmospheric phenomenon, and earthquakes occur at a depth of anywhere from a few kilometers down to tens or hundreds of kilometers below the surface. Far below the zone where surface effects could have any kind of influence.
Alrighty.
So it's just a coincidence.
I feel stupid now, but that's okay.
Well, I wondered the same thing because actually somebody mentioned that today. Remember, Robin had asked that, it's hot weather, it's earthquake weather, and I thought, that doesn't.
Yeah, actually,
make sense, but it doesn't. You'd think, well, maybe it's hot because everything's drying out, and boy, then it would cause friction or whatever. But to dry out the earth, like you say, if it's several kilometers down.
Yeah. Our theory is that a lot of people who come here from the Midwest associate particular types of weather with tornadoes or hurricanes and whatnot, so they just logically assume that earthquakes must be related too.
Well, it's always hot in Southern California, so it's of course always earthquake weather.
Been lately.
Yeah.
So what was your other question?
Well, it wasn't a question. I just wanted to tell you, I haven't seen the show for a long time. I've been really busy.
Mm-hmm.
I just got my first movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I got one not too long ago, too. I went down to Music Plus. I rented. I got...
No!
Oh! Just
doing
kidding.
Makeup on it.
Is it one you can...
It's called Cyborg. C-Y-B-O-R-G.
Did they already make that?
No, it's being
Cyborgs
shot
were
in North Carolina.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Pardon?
The movie The Terminator?
Cyborgs have been in a lot of movies.
No, it's being shot in North Carolina. It's about cannibalism and.
So that's where you've been?
No, I didn't get to go on shooting. I did all the post-production work.
Yeah.
But it was all out in North Hollywood, and it's just gotten me a lot of experience.
Yeah,
great.
Cool. You got a gig.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been
we got to give you something. Can we give you some glasses?
Sure.
Yeah. What's your prescription? We'll have them ground.
Yeah.
What are those?
No, they're
These are glasses supply just from Carl's Jr. They're actually really. I'll show you.
They're
I'll
very
put them up.
similar to these.
But these are even nicer because that's a much straighter across the top. I think these have a bigger dip across the top
Bigger
of them.
dip, like Dave.
These would look a little bit more like a Varney style.
Oh, I got my Varnays.
What's that?
Okay, that's great.
Or
I heard.
No, it's actually more of a Ray-Ban style than Varney. Varnays are kind of funky. They were hip when I was in high school.
They're free. That's the best kind of glasses.
How's that look? Can you see this? Let me show you, Shelly.
Oh, great. You look cool.
Are you
Thanks.
Are you a vegetarian?
Pardon?
Are you a vegetarian?
No.
Well, then we can give her some burgers.
Yeah, you want a lunch for two at Carl's Jr.?
Sure.
All right. Well, come in Monday and tell me all about your movie.
Okay.
And I'll give you all. I got so many things in my hands now. We got suckers from the Mullers. The Mullers brought us some.
They still call?
What's that?
They still call you?
Oh, they're here.
Kelly's running camera.
You've got an audience now.
Yeah, Kelly's on camera.
Kelly's on camera.
It was probably Nancy, her mom, that answered the phone.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and Stu's hanging around too. He's.
See, that's what's See, that's been the cool thing about QC since you haven't been watching. I mean, our audience is now part of the show.
Great.
So you can come down and do makeup during the break or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Make us.
Actually, we have a lot of food. If anybody's hungry down there, come on down.
Alrighty.
Food for cyborgs.
Food for cyborgs. But
well, thanks.
Well, thanks for the questions.
Thank you. I just wanted to keep you up to date with what's going on.
Well,
right.
I hope you get more gigs, but I hope you can watch Quintessential Covina too.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
You too, Shelley.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Is there any credence to the old moon, the effect of the moon, the gravitational pull of that, or?
Well, in some areas seem to exhibit a weak tendency toward having the tidal influence of the moon act as a triggering event. But it's a fairly weak effect, and it only seems to occur in a few selected places and whatnot.
Gravity's a weird thing.
Well, gravity per se is not what would do it. It's the tidal effect of the interaction of the moon and the sun and whatnot.
Is there somebody there?
Yeah, right here.
Well, we need more volume.
Hi, who's this?
This is John.
What do you say, John?
First caller.
Yeah, what's going on?
Lucky you got through again. I was just curious. My dad was actually curious about. Well, I want to ask.
Why is your dad calling?
Shy, huh?
No problem. He's shy. He was wondering what exactly aftershocks were.
Well,
if John would explain.
Aftershocks are simply smaller earthquakes that occur after a larger earthquake. And they're associated with the larger earthquake in the sense that they occur in the same general area. Generally, they help define the rupture zone of the main shock. And
sort of like upright earthquake.
By definition, they're smaller than the main shock. Otherwise, if they were larger, then the original main shock would be a foreshock.
Where do you get? Do they have like pre-shocks too?
Well, yeah. Occasionally.
How do you judge that?
Well, sometimes, not very often, but sometimes an earthquake, as a large earthquake, will be preceded by one or more smaller earthquakes, which would then be called foreshocks.
So it's just a matter of which is the highest magnitude, and then you
right.
call the others whatever.
Well, how would you know?
So if you had the first that eventually turns into pre-shock, that was just an earthquake.
A tease, so to speak.
All of a sudden, that gets its status gets changed when the bigger one hits.
Like, how would you know if it were connected? If it were like so long apart? Because my dad was saying that he's heard of some like happening like months later, and they still tied into like a shock like a month ago.
Okay, well, John, you realizing that an earthquake is when two land masses, tend to shift or something like that, and when it shifts, there's going to be a little bit of settling that occurs. So that's what's.
No, that would be an aftershock. But yeah.
Yeah, Dave.
In terms of foreshocks, it would be kind of a matter of definition. How long it preceded the main shock, whether you're actually going to call it.
There's got to be a cutoff point in a matter of time, in which one.
Well, there's no hard and fast rule to that. It's partly an art, actually.
Mother Nature, right?
But
it's not nice to fool her either.
There are two different types of earthquake sequences that we normally deal with. One is this main shock, aftershock kind of sequence, where you've got one big event followed by a train of smaller aftershocks, and it may or may not be preceded by one or more smaller earthquakes. That's the typical pattern, but occasionally you get things like Mammoth Lakes back in 1980, where you don't have any single main shock. You've just got a whole series of very large shocks. And this we tend to think of as more of a swarm kind of activity. So you don't have a nice cut and dried main shock aftershock sequence, just a whole series of large events interspersed with a bunch of smaller ones.
So you got any predictions?
Yeah.
Well, you got any more questions, John?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, hope we answered that for you.
Does your dad have any more questions?
No.
Why don't you check your mom real quick before you...
All right.
No, he's waving a hand. That's it.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling back.
All right.
Okay. Now, it seems there's really would be no way of predicting an earthquake. Is that true, or?
Well, unfortunately, earthquake prediction is not a very advanced science at this point. In fact, it's not a science at all. We've been trying for the last 20 or some odd years to develop methods to predict earthquakes, but at best all we can do is isolate areas that are, that we think are liable to go sometime in the not too distant future. This is long-term prediction, and you base that on the geological history of the area in question and whatnot. But again, telling somebody, well, there's going to be a big one here anytime from now until 50 or 100 years into the future, that doesn't give you a whole lot of basis to plan on.
Well, so, yeah, I mean, if where they happen could be several kilometers underground, how could you go down there and say, oh?
Well, no, there are ways of measuring stress fields and whatnot, but there's no way of predicting exactly when a given fault is going to break.
Or its magnitude.
Yeah, well, no, we have a pretty good idea what the magnitude will be.
By the stress, right? The amount of stress or potential
well, just earthquakes along the larger faults tend to occur in similar sequences. That is, a given segment will break over and over again in roughly similar patterns. So, for example, on the San Andreas, throughout most of its length, you're not going to find magnitude 6 or smaller events on it. It saves up the energy for magnitude 7.5 or greater events. And the size would depend on how many segments of that rupture at once. But you can, it's a pretty safe bet you can tell within certainly an order of magnitude what the size range you're going to expect from it will be. Now, some of the other lesser-known faults, that's a little harder to do. All you can do is make a maximum prediction. That is, if the entire fault goes at once, what kind of magnitude you might get from that.
Yeah. Now, it just seems like it. I mean, like you're saying, selective memory, or whatever. Has there been more seismic activity lately than we normally have, or it just seems to be hearing a lot more?
Well, if you compare, for example, this last month to July 1986, no, not at all. No? I mean, that month we had several thousand earthquakes and 3 major sequences. One down by Palm Springs.
What's major? When does that become major?
Well, each of these were magnitude 5 or greater earthquakes, but each of the sequence had, hundreds and hundreds of aftershocks associated with them. Whereas, for example, in the Whittier quake, we only had, I think the total number was something on the order of 100 or so aftershocks. It was a very small sequence compared to some of the others, like Imperial Valley.
I just remember basically right after the main one, there was a few that I noticed, and then they seemed to die down until.
Well, we had that one
a few days
major
later.
One, right?
Yeah.
Several days later.
Yeah, that I remember. Is there somebody there?
Yes. Hey. I'd like to ask the gentleman who pedaled in from all the way from Pasadena to Covina.
Yeah.
Here? Wow.
What a hero.
I really take my hat off to you for that.
If you had one.
I have it off.
Okay.
I understand that I've read in the past that in China they're doing some remarkable work on predicting earthquakes, and that they've actually had success in predicting precisely when earthquakes would occur. Do you accept this, or do you think that they're just more advanced or putting more funding into earthquake prediction?
Well, they had one success, and they've had quite a number of notable failures, such as the Tangshan earthquake that killed something like 600,000 or 700,000 people. They failed
what?
Yeah.
There was an earthquake that did that?
No, this was back in the late 70s.
That's still
I heard it destroyed virtually the whole city. Almost the whole population was killed.
Right, yeah. It was a major calamity there.
See, wasn't I saying that earlier?
Yeah.
It's like you go to Russia, you go to China, you go to India, they don't do things in small ways.
Yeah.
And things like that happen.
So the predictions are all based on statistical probability.
Well, occasionally you'll get precursory phenomenon that you can recognize as strongly suggestive that an earthquake is about to occur. And if you see enough of these different types of signals occurring, then you might be prompted to hit the panic button, as it were, and say, yes, a quake is coming, let's do something about it, and evacuate the city or whatever. But most of the time you don't get these kind of precursory phenomena, and they just hit basically without warning that we can recognize.
Now, how do dogs do it?
Well, yeah, there's some
Dave, if you don't know,
speculation that animals can somehow sense earthquakes coming and whatnot. And this is supposedly one of the things the Chinese have been focusing in on. But the research that's been done here has been pretty inconclusive, putting the best possible face on it, in that they might be able to predict an earthquake coming, maybe
it's just a few
seconds before it occurs, but that's not going to do you any practical good.
Oh, no, but is there actually some sort of a rumbling or something that only they could feel due to their enhanced senses? That much, is there something going on before the peak of an earthquake, or does it happen boom like that and then it's going?
Well, yeah, they may be sensitive to some ultra-low frequencies or maybe ultra-high frequencies. I'm not really sure. But, in a sense, we can already do better than what the animals can do because...
Oh, hey, we're people.
Yeah, with our instruments, we can tell you exactly when an earthquake occurs, and if it's any distance at all from Pasadena, we can estimate how long it will take, anywhere from a few seconds to 20 or 30 seconds before we'll feel the waves. So in that sense, you could theoretically establish some sort of statewide earthquake
you can get out of the
system.
Bathroom or something like that.
Well, something that would, say, for example, scramble or shut down nuclear reactors, stop elevators, at the nearest floor, things of this sort, that would be on a time-urgent basis. But, the cost of hooking up such a system would be fairly substantial, and I'm not sure
maintaining it.
If it's actually ever going to be done.
Satellites.
Well, someone here was curious as to what your route was coming by bicycle from Pasadena to Covina with the Foothill Boulevard.
I was kind of curious myself.
Yeah, it was mostly the Arrow Highway. Actually,
by the dam.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Speaking of that,
seismic activity on the way.
Funny thing happened to me on the way in today.
I want to make a little plug here for bicycles. After the next really big earthquake, you can forget about driving a car anywhere for a period of anywhere from a day to a week, after the earthquake.
Keep your tires inflated.
Just because of the damage to the road?
Yeah, the roads will be impassable to all but emergency vehicles. Chances are there'll be martial law anyway, so nobody but an emergency vehicle will be allowed to drive. So if you plan on going anywhere, you'd better have a bicycle, on hand to get you where you want to go. And for my money, the bicycle is certainly the most efficient means of transportation that we've got.
Efficient. Well, not necessarily time efficient, but fuel efficient.
Time efficient too. If you compare a bicycle with the RTD, I can get just about anywhere faster than the RTD can get.
Yeah, but my CRX is pretty good too. What's that? 1 minute. Oh, we need to take a break in 1 minute. Oh, yeah.
Could I ask one more quick question?
Quick.
Okay. Is there any maximum level as far as how much velocity the Earth is shaking in any given area? I mean, I'd heard that regardless of how high up, on the Richter scale a shock was, that you can only get a certain maximum level of ground movement. I don't know if that's true or not.
Right. Yeah. The Richter scale is basically built on the logarithmic the magnitude of the ground shaking and whatnot. But when you get above 6 or 6.5 on the Richter scale, you're not seeing that type of logarithmic increase in ground motion. What you're actually seeing is that maximum shaking spread out over a much larger area. So the maximum shaking you're going to get is really something on the order of 1 g, the force of gravity essentially. And if you think about it, it'd be kind of hard to postulate a mechanism to shake things up, much stronger than 1G. You'd be bouncing things into the air and whatnot, and things like that generally aren't associated with earthquakes. But you will get that kind of maximum shaking spread out over a much larger area as the magnitude of the quake goes up, and that's not only that, but the duration of the shaking will also last quite a bit longer. And it's the duration of this maximum shaking that is the key to building failure and whatnot. For a structure might be able to withstand, say, a few milliseconds of 1G force, of maximum disruption. But if you keep shaking it at that force for, say, several seconds or several tens of seconds, not a whole lot of structures are going to stand up to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Larry.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. And
We'll be back with the news, I think.
We'll be back. You want to come back with the news? And then after the news, we'll have Riley back to answer a few more questions about earthquakes. So if you have any questions about what's shaking in Southern California, you save up your questions and give us a call right after the news. But stay tuned for Margaret Wolf right after this.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Margaret Wolf. My top story tonight: if you write a bad check, you have two options: make good on the debt to the rightful party or face prosecution. Now, this is according to County District Attorney Ira Reiner. On Thursday, Reiner made it known at a press conference that the San Gabriel Valley was used as a pilot in the bad check program. The success in the valley merited a move to expand the program countywide. In addition, the bad check writer must pay a fee to the DA's office, relieving taxpayers of the burden of the program, and take a mandatory class in personal management. It is estimated that the county merchants lose hundreds of millions of dollars each year, and that is exactly what this program is aimed at. As I reported last May, the Covina Concert Band was scheduled to perform every week in Covina Park. Well, last Thursday night was their first concert of the summer. The concert band, under the direction of James Lithens, is scheduled to perform every Thursday night at 8 p.m. So go on out there and enjoy it, and I guess right now you're seeing parts or some of the concert. And tonight I also have the winnings of tonight's 649 lottery drawing. Tonight is the first time QC News has reported this, so here it goes. The winning numbers are 21, 11, 40, 4, 39, and 44. The bonus number is 31. And if you have chosen all the 6 numbers, you will share in $6.4 million. But if you didn't win like me, don't feel too bad. The odds of choosing all 6 numbers were 1 in 13,983,816. And finally tonight, as far as the weather goes for us in Covina, it's going to be another typical July day. Expect late night and early morning clouds, which will burn off by the mid-afternoon. Clear skies and the temperature in the low 90s should be expected for tomorrow. And that's going to do it for me tonight. I will see you... Oh, we have traffic. I'm sorry. Marty just reminded me that we do have a traffic report.
Mike Ammon at Mr. Mike's.
Mike Ammon at Mr. Mike's.
Yes, how you doing?
He's going to bring them up. Hello, Mike.
Hi.
What do we have out there?
Well, the traffic per se is pretty light, but it's intermittent spots. It's getting heavy down around the Badillo area.
Okay, what does Citrus look like?
Oh, it looks like it's starting to pick up, and your traffic lights are your main problem. The traffic's backing up.
No reports of any accidents out in
No
Covina
accidents.
tonight?
I haven't heard anything like that at all or seen any, and at this particular corner especially.
Okay, and what
pretty
corner
good.
exactly are you on, Badillo?
We're on Citrus, right next to the Covina Theater.
Oh, okay, well, that's a great place to be. Are you going to go and see a movie later on tonight?
No, by the time we get out of here, it's going to be a little late, and the movie will be over with.
Okay.
Even a 12 o'clock movie.
Okay, anything else you have to tell us?
Well, if you're not doing anything tonight, stop down to Mr. Mike's and enjoy yourself. We got Long Shot playing tonight,
Okay.
and you'll enjoy it.
All right, well, thanks for that traffic report. Once
Okay.
again, that's from Mike
Amen.
Amon. Okay, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. And now that is going to do it for me tonight. Marty and Dave will be back in just a minute. I'll see you back here next Saturday night. Thank you.
East Africa's not where most American couples might settle. But most aren't like Peace Corps volunteers Anita and Jim Powell's. They're teaching fish farming and a race against hunger, helping people to survive today's problems and tomorrow's. There'll be fish in the ponds and protein in the diets. No matter what your skill, you don't know how much you have to offer until you offer it. Take home a world of experience and leave behind something that will last for generations. Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Hey, Charlie, looks like you could use a shoulder to cry on.
There's one in here somewhere.
Vince, what are you doing?
Getting out of the crash dummy business. No way I'm ending up like Charlie there.
But, Vince, how else can we prove safety belts save lives?
We could buckle up.
How many times I gotta tell you, we're dummies. We don't wear safety belts.
Vince, Larry, your number's up.
Could save a life.
No, I'm with you, partner.
Yeah.
Vince, break a leg. A regular comedian.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
And we're back with more Quintessential Covina. And now here's Dave and Marty.
All right, thank you, Rob. And, of course, Riley is with us, and Rob Van Riel has been a big help with us.
Margaret Wolf. Do you see the news?
Yeah, great traffic report there.
Thank you.
That was kind of neat.
That was the first time for us.
We do have a Covina traffic report, which is nice.
We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks, and it just worked out tonight.
We thought a helicopter, but we opted for Mr. Mike's.
Yeah. By the way, that's my game of Mr. Mike's out there, that formerly Bucky's, out on Citrus Avenue, beautiful downtown Covina. So stop in. They have what's the band?
Longshot.
Longshot.
Some old friends of mine playing down there tonight.
Oh, is that who we thought we were going to see last time? Or?
Well, no, actually, the singer from Longshot was with the group last week that we saw.
Okay. So step down to Mr. Mike's.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
So nice.
So anyway,
we do have a call, I believe.
Oh, do we? Hello. Hello, caller? Are you there? I guess not.
No call, Steve? Oh, I bet they haven't.
It's technical.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, who is this?
This is Rick. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
yeah, we sure can.
Very, very well. 5x5, man.
Okay. Hey, it's a coincidence. I live right across the street from Mr. Mike.
Do you?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I would like to say that corner of Citrus and Badillo, I hear accidents there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bad corner.
It is a bad corner.
That's why we picked that place as our strategic location for a traffic report.
But I did call because I had a question or two for Mr. Bradley. I always hear...
It's not Bradley.
Riley.
Oh, sorry.
And it's
Geary.
And it's Mr. Geary.
Okay. So that's Riley Geary.
Right.
Okay, I'm right with you. I always hear about
Got that straight.
earthquake prediction, and I wonder if there's ever been any study in regards to earthquake prevention.
Yeah.
I was afraid it would sound stupid, but if you can isolate...
No, it doesn't sound stupid.
Actually,
go ahead.
What a host, Marty. Great host.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
In fact, some studies that were done back in the 70s with, oil well injection of water into a fault zone in Colorado demonstrated that by regulating the amount of water you pumped in, you could regulate the amount of seismicity you extracted from the system. So theoretically, in the future, by a series of massive wells, injecting
when we have water
into
again
into the fault system, you could theoretically lubricate it so that it would release its accumulated strain gradually in a series of small slips. Unfortunately, it's not going to do any good now, because if you tried to do that, you would just trigger the big earthquake.
I was going to say that.
And
let's get it over with.
In one sense, that's really the intelligent thing to do if you want to try and
get everybody out of California.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
extend his vacation.
Just shut down the state for a day and say, we're going to have the big one now, and get it over with, and start up from there. But nobody obviously is willing to take that kind of responsibility. So
everybody jump.
It's just, we're going to leave it as an act of God and, let him deal with it, I guess.
Yeah. That way insurance companies can pay off.
That's right.
Yeah, really. An active man. Well, thank you.
I did have another question.
Okay.
This one has more credibility to it. Well, it does regard Nostradamus and his predictions. Oh. And I understand that he predicted it as a result of an alignment of planets, and that the planets weren't aligned during the period that they said the prediction was supposed to come to pass, but that they may be aligned in that manner in the near future. Is there any validity to that?
Yeah. Well, regarding Nostradamus' prediction,
I want to know how it turned out to be L.A. too.
Yeah. Well, okay. Basically, Nostradamus had nothing to do with it. He just made a bunch of really vague predictions and set them down in some obscure verse. And
waited for Orson Welles.
Yeah, later people interpreted them any way they felt like it. The actual, well, the Orson Welles production from which this all sprang basically combined two of his quatrains that were dealing with two different subjects and just took whatever pieces they wanted out of both of them and made it sound like he was predicting a big earthquake for L.A. In fact, what he was actually predicting was a giant hailstorm for the new city, and most people would associate the new city with Naples. But people, for some reason, decided, well, the new city, that must be L.A. It could be Las Vegas. It could be New York. I mean, it could have been anything that Nostradamus didn't know about back in the 16th century. But, well...
have they in fact had any bad hailstorms in Naples?
Yeah, I have no idea. But
I want to know. Somebody
regarding the astrological point, that this all sprang from. Yeah, Nostradamus usually tied in most of his predictions with various astrological alignments and whatnot. And as any astrologer was willing to point out, what he was specifying, certainly was not what was in our sky. And however the producers of the program managed to predict it for May of 1988, if they were astrologers, they were incredibly incompetent astrologers. So
how many competent ones are there?
Well, that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
And basically, we put absolutely no credence in astrology either. Just as we don't put any credence in Nostradamus's predictions. But if you follow astrology, at least you should have the astrological signs right to begin with.
That would be helpful.
I suppose.
Speaking of that, remember I was looking through the paper before the show. We like to look through the paper and see current events, see if there's anything we can use. And I was looking at the horoscope, which I haven't done in a while. And I look under my segment, which is cancer. And right, it had a couple lines, the typical whatever, be careful, and you're going to get money and
romance.
That stuff. Romance is going to be a wonderful month for you, Marty. It mentioned my name. And then right after that, within that same paragraph, was an ad for if you need information about your love life or something, send $2 to box blah blah blah. I mean, right in the middle of the horoscope. It's like they're predicting. I predict you're going to spend $2, kind of thing, or something. Yeah. It was like weird, but anyway.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe.
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy, something like that.
Okay. Well, Rick, I hope we answered some of your questions there.
Yeah, I think that you did very well. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks you
for calling.
See you.
Okay.
Thank you. So, no predictions.
No, nothing specific, unfortunately. That's where we really need to refine our capability is in the short term and intermediate term, that is predicting earthquakes anywhere from a few minutes to a few weeks in advance.
Yeah, a useful amount of time.
Right, as opposed to a few decades in advance.
Yeah, or centuries.
Well, if you just joined us, we are talking with Riley Geary, who is a seismic analyst from Caltech. He works in analyzing earthquakes and that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, if you have any curiosities about earthquakes or why they happen or what makes them happen or how we can avoid them or anything like that, give us a call. And maybe real quick, Rob Van Riel can give us that phone number one more time. Can you do that for us, Rob?
Sure. Call us here at Quintessential Covina at 967-7353. That's 967-7353. Call right now.
Don't we have a real nice monitor?
It looks
true colors and it's so big
got
too.
Flashing live over my head.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep it down in the control. The control room has been like way out of control tonight.
They really have been.
It's just been noise after noise after noise. I don't know what's going on in there.
What are we going to do with that, Marty?
I don't know. So, how does your career look here? What's next for you when you're done reading the meters?
Well, there's always earthquakes.
There's always, It's like being
got great job security.
Job perpetuity there, yeah.
It's like being a funeral parlor guy or something.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, there's always more earthquakes to process.
Well, sadly, that's true.
Now, where does this information go? Is it just kept on file, or do you guys make reports to the U.S. Geological Society, or do you guys to the state of California, or Department of the Interior, or that kind of stuff?
We publish monthly and quarterly and annual lists of earthquakes. It's basically a catalog that we compile, and it's used as a database for other people doing research in seismology and whatnot. Mostly people trying to refined prediction methods and whatnot. So we're basically just a data acquisition and cataloging service, and we've been doing it since the late 1920s, early 1930s. So we have one of the larger.
He looks good.
One of the longer-term catalogs, in existence, at least in the U.S.
Nice.
That was dead air.
Okay. But well, great. Now, is there anything else you wanted to add or wanted to talk about?
Give a message.
Did we not hit on any subjects you wanted to bring up?
Well, it's in terms of earthquake preparedness. It's something that. We live with earthquakes here, and a lot of people have become rather blasé about it. But
not me.
Like me, I have fun with them. And Marty's.
It's something that everybody needs to realize that when the big one hits, you're going to have to be able to survive on your own anywhere from a few hours to a week or more. We're talking about
longer.
Yeah, or longer, depending on the antipathy of your neighbors towards you.
Mm-hmm. I saw what happened when there was gas shortages.
Right.
Yeah.
Get away from me!
There's water and food. And,
basically, we're talking about stockpiling water and canned food to ride out a certain period of time. Having a flashlight with batteries and radio on hand, or portable radio, something that doesn't plug into the outlet because there isn't going to be any electricity.
There won't be a wall for an outlet. Right.
Knowing how to shut off the gas at your home or apartment, since ruptured gas lines are the primary cause of fires. That's what destroyed San Francisco in 1906. It wasn't really the earthquake. That did a lot of damage, but it was the fire that resulted from all the broken gas lines that really destroyed San Francisco. So if we can avoid a mass conflagration after the big earthquake here, then most of our problems will be solved as a result. So basically, it's just knowing how to survive on your own for a while and taking care of yourself and your family and whatnot.
So you definitely recommend that. Getting prepared, like all the newspapers or the phone books say.
Right, and I'll make my plug again for bicycles. If you plan on having to go anywhere, you better have a bicycle, that's serviceable, handy, because a bicycle will get you through where you won't be able to drive, on the streets, at least not in your own car. And a bicycle will get you there a lot faster than walking, I can tell you.
Yeah, that's true. If you had to walk from Pasadena, we'd still be
walking. Yeah, still be waiting.
He would have missed over. I think he's in Arcadia now. Yeah, but. Okay, well, thank you very much. We appreciate you being on, Riley. It's been informative, and I hope we answered some questions for everybody out there. Did you get all your questions answered, Marty?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm ready.
To what move?
Yeah,
back to Chicago?
I'm ready to go back to Chicago and wait for a tornado.
Yeah.
Believe me.
At least you can see those coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Marty,
thank you.
Just
don't be a wimp, okay? But thank you very much, Riley. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Likewise.
And I think we'll have Jeffrey Plummer come up.
That's right, Jeff Snowden. I think is he actually going to be on camera tonight?
I think he should be. He's all dressed up and everything. So
good.
He's got a report on former Smiths lead singer Morrissey. So I think you'll enjoy this.
All right,
and we'll be right back after this message.
See you in a minute. Thanks.
Vince, have you lost your head?
That's what I'm trying to avoid, my friend.
But Vince, if we don't belly up to the bullseye, how else can we prove that safety belts save lives?
Oh, it ain't working, Larry. Nobody's listening.
Sure they are. Look at them. They're buckled up.
Hey.
Them too.
So maybe eating all these dashboard hors d'oeuvres is worth it.
For sure.
Hey, let's head back.
Hey, buddy, I didn't know you knew how to drive.
Drive? Whoa!
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
McGruff here with Regina to sing Users Are Losers.
Users are losers and losers are users. So don't use drugs, don't use drugs. If you know a user even part of the time, tell him to quit. Take a bite out of crime. Users are losers and losers are users. So don't use drugs
and help me take a bite out of crime.
And now it's time for Jeff Snow with the unmistakable Jeffrey Plummer.
Get that applause disc going, man.
Yeah. We're back for another week. It's good to see you guys.
Jeffrey, what do you say?
Nice to see you.
Back
Mr.
on
Plumber.
this side of the camera again, huh?
Plumber, what kind of name is that anyway?
It's Scottish.
Scottish?
Yeah.
No wonder he never buys when we go out for drinks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, he did last week.
He did, I must say.
Yeah, after 16 weeks in 1 week, that's a Scottish way to go.
Well, that guy was sitting next to us.
Bob's
house!
Yeah. Was he saying Bob's house?
That's what it's,
I don't know.
that's the only thing I could make out.
It's like they kept asking, where are we going tonight after we leave here? It's like, Bob's house!
Yeah, if you're watching tonight, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for the
just to let you know, this happened last week at Mr. Mike's. Some guy was being very boisterous right next to
Nothing against Mr. Mike. But anyway, what you got for us tonight, Jeff?
We have a singer from a band called The Smiths. His name is Morrissey. He has a solo album out now on Sire Records, and that's thanks to our friends at Warner Brothers who sent it to us this week. Put together a little story about where the Smiths evolved and what kind of influence they had in England in the mid-'80s and on the teenagers there. Morrissey decided to go solo after the Smiths broke up, and he put out a pretty mainstream album, which is being picked up by some of the more middle-of-the-road stations other than
just K-Rock or something
K-Rock,
like that.
yeah, that's being played on KMPC or KLOS, or those middle-of-the-road
Didn't
stations.
he have a couple? One of his hits was kind of like on a Kiss FM on the real top 40 stations. For a
Yeah,
while.
which is kind of
Excuse me,
strange.
Jeff. There we go, 2 points.
Okay, which is kind of strange because when the Smiths were out, they never played them other than on K-Rock. So I put together a little story about the Smiths. It'll kind of teach you about who they were, and then I'll show Morrissey's video after that.
Okay, so should we roll that right now? Or you want
Well, maybe when we come back, we'll have a question or.
Well, why don't we
we'll
ask the question right now so people can ponder it?
Okay. Should I ask the question which I asked before?
Yeah,
or-
that's a good one.
Okay.
We'll give away.
Let my people ponder.
2 dinner lunch for 2 at Carl's, and a private beach tanning certificate, and a Covina trivia game.
Covina trivia game.
And what else, Marty?
What else we
have? More shades. I got some more Carl's Jr. shades to give away too.
Yeah,
I could turn the question around and make the harder name. I could say the harder name and then say who he's going to be touring with.
There you go.
Okay.
Exactly.
The guitarist for Dire Straits, his name is Mark Knopfler, and he's going to be touring with a very famous guitarist this summer, coming to Southern California. And if you can tell us who that guitarist is, you'll win
2, not 1 but 2 lunches for 2 at Carl's. So 4 lunches altogether. So you can 2 days during the week. Lunch taken care of. We'll get you some of these great Carl's Jr.
Lifesaver
glasses, private beach tanning certificate, and a Covina trivia game.
There's a whole packet of prizes
Gosh,
you can't pass up.
goodies.
There's a hint. It's in the calendar section tomorrow.
Oh boy!
And the tickets go on sale, I think.
I
Monday.
hate getting the Sunday paper on Saturday.
Yeah, it kind of spoils the fun. It's like getting your Christmas presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's like finding out the sex of your child or something before it's born.
Oh well.
Kind of like that.
Well, here's Morrissey. We'll go ahead and take a look at him anyways. It's time again for another QC concert calendar. Starting off on Sunday the 10th, it's Eek a Mouse from Jamaica. Very interesting band. They're playing at the Coach House. On Monday the 11th, it's Hoyt Axton, famous country western singer from the past at the Crazy Horse. Tuesday the 12th, the Strange Sounds of Doc Tari will be playing at FM Station. Wednesday, the Madcap Comedy of Sam Kinison at Universal Amphitheater. Thursday the 14th, Innovative Drumming from Bill Bruford, ex-King Crimson drummer, at the Palace. And on Friday the 15th, my pick of the week, the Mighty Ramones at the Celebrity Theater for an evening of fun and excitement. That's it for the QC concert calendar.
I thought there was a PSA.
Hey, we're back already.
We don't sing to our concert calendar.
No, we don't.
No.
Yeah, some PSA after that, huh? Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh, well, he just loves to catch us. Catch us doing things we shouldn't be doing.
I guess we didn't have a call for the answer to the...
I thought we had... Nancy had somebody on hold out there.
Does he have somebody on hold?
Do we have a call?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, hi, who's this?
This is Reba.
Hi,
Reba, what did I say?
Hi. I don't know the answer. I don't listen to rock.
Oh, what do you listen to?
Country.
Country.
Well,
Well, do you like Hoyt Axton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we talk
Okay.
about
Do you like?
Can you, wait, I can answer. I can ask a question about Hoyt Axton. If you can answer that, we have something to give you.
Oh, wait a minute.
Probably.
Now this is an easy one though. Hoyt Axton.
How do you spell his first name? Oh, go ahead.
No, he was in a movie which was very popular about 4 years ago.
Phoebe Cates was in it as
Phoebe
well.
Cates was in it, and it was Steven Spielberg produced it. Can you tell us what movie that was?
Who directed that?
Joe Dante.
Joe Dante.
Joe Dante.
Oh.
There you go. It's right on the tip.
Little
of your,
furry creatures.
Right on the tip of your brain.
Little fur balls.
Okay, that's dead air.
Don't put water on them.
Gremlins.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
An AMC product. Well, you won. I don't know what you've won.
What do you want?
What do I want? A Covina trivia game.
Okay.
Not a problem.
How about lunch for two at Carl's Jr.?
Great.
All right.
You can take the game
Good
over
salads. Chicken salads are very
Oh
good.
yeah, we had some tonight. They're great.
Charbroiler chicken
Yeah,
salads.
they are good. I know. I've had them.
So good. Oh, actually, but these are for famous stars. So, but have a famous star and then get a salad afterward. Too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else is on your mind, Reba? What's
from
going on?
For Riley, but I see he's gone.
Well, I don't know if he's still here. Well, what's your question? We'll try and relay it.
Well, one of them I wanted to ask was how far away they can measure the earthquakes. I mean,
Well, they have sensors all around.
all around how far?
Well, all over Southern California and all over Northern California. Oh, as a matter of fact, it must be pretty far because isn't the center in like Colorado somewhere?
Well, that's what I was wondering when we have earthquakes here in Colorado, then like downgrades them, like in Whittier.
Yeah.
Originally, Caltech had said it was 6.1, and then Colorado downgraded it to like 5.9.
Well, yeah. So I guess it's a pretty sensitive thing.
I mean, if an earthquake happened on the East Coast, I mean, is Caltech going to be able to tell us, you know?
That would probably be MIT.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can get an answer for you.
Okay, all right.
That it?
Yeah, and I wanted to thank you for the lottery numbers.
Oh, yeah.
I
Sure.
didn't win, but that way I didn't have to wait till tomorrow morning to get them. And I didn't have
Two
to,
new features on our news tonight.
Well, I appreciate
Traffic
it.
and
I appreciate it.
There's a lot of numbers now.
I won though. I'm quitting the show. So.
Yeah, I know. I found a way to make money.
But yeah, and the traffic report was kind of fun too.
Yeah, but you didn't do the traffic in my area. I mean, you know. But
Well,
I wasn't going to go out anyway.
We'll
'cause
call
then
you next week, and you got to look up front and say, "Well, guys, the traffic looks pretty clear out here."
Well, Pete said I should have done that.
We'll have to get a conference call going, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, we could do
There's no traffic on my
Oh, I
street
know.
out here right now. It's pretty quiet.
Okay. What area are you?
I'm in North Covina.
North Covina.
Yes.
What, up by San Bernardino, right?
No, up near Arrow and Citrus.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Almost to Azusa.
Oh, I know where that is. I used to live there.
Yeah.
Okay, Reba.
Okay.
Thanks for your call.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you
thanks.
for your support.
Okay, I think real quick, we want to mention the trivia question again, and then we'll have Rob Denver give out the number. Why don't you ask the question, and then Rob will give out the number.
Okay. Mark Knopfler, who is a guitar player for Dire Straits, is touring with a very famous guitarist, one of the most famous guitarists in our present history.
I bet you this is the call here.
Hello?
Hi, this is Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hi. The answer to the question is Eric Clapton.
You got it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Good job.
Good job.
Thanks.
How did you hear about it?
My friend Dwight told me.
Huh.
Got the calendar section?
How'd you find out? Heard it on KLOF.
Yeah.
They were talking about it?
Yeah, this morning they were talking about it.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Yes. Well, you won some goodies.
We don't care how you know as long as you know. And
Okay, what did we give them now, Marty? We have sunglasses.
got sunglasses,
Two lunches. Two different lunches.
Covina trivia game.
Covina trivia game. Private beach tanning gift certificate.
Private beach, right.
And was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. A date with Godzilla, maybe?
Is that it? Look at the... No, Godzilla is mine.
I just said date. Not you couldn't keep him, but he could
Date, no.
use it for the weekend or something.
Still Dave, it's mine.
I'm sorry. I was just asking. I didn't,
Of course, Godzilla might be old enough to go on a date. He's probably like...
Yeah.
From the last millennia.
I mean, he was with Raymond Burr when
He was when Raymond Burr is old
young
enough.
pup, so
Wow.
when he was skinny.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you watch the show a lot?
No, actually, this is my first night.
Or a virgin? I mean, first time...
Bring me Brian.
Bring me Brian. If you can tell us what movie that was from, I'll give you another lunch.
you know?
No, I don't.
Wing me Brian.
Okay. Oh, that's not for anybody else. That's just for you, Brian.
Just for you, because that was Monty Python.
Is that Life of Brian?
From the Life of... That was from...
Jeff got it. Now, what's with that? You guys trying to mock somebody with all the sunglasses?
No, I'm not trying to mock anybody.
Well, we read about the movie Wired coming out with John.
Well, you know what?
And Dan.
What pisses me off? I can say that. It's after the news.
It's better to be pissed off than pissed on, is what I always say.
Brian, did you read the book Wired about John Belushi? By Bob
no.
Woodward? No. Well, it's a very good book, and it's just and the way it's written. It's a very factual biography. There's really no embellishment.
But the way the movie's coming
and the movie that they're making from it is like I don't know. From what I've seen, I think they're making it more. They're adding a lot of stuff to make it more entertaining.
They're making it a fantasy.
They're putting an angel in it who comes down and like talks to John.
They were talking about it, and they said the opening scene will be John Belushi coming off the
little orphan Annie.
The opening scene will be John Belushi coming off the coroner's table, pulling the tag off his toe, and getting into a taxi cab with the angel. And that's...
See, give me a break. It was a good book.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Brian.
Thanks for calling, Brian.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Okay, thanks.
It's night,
hey, come by our office Monday, 302 East Roland, right here in Covina. If you're still listening, Brian, come by our office. Brian, are you still there, Brian?
Hello.
Come by Monday sometime, and we'll have all your goodies waiting for you.
All your crap.
All your junk that you got there, your good stuff.
Ooh, we got another call coming in. Hey, thanks, control room. You've been keeping it down. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Who's that?
This is Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Just wanted to say hi to you guys. This is the first time I've watched your show.
Hi.
My brother-in-law is Ron.
What's that?
Ron from Carl's Jr.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he made me watch the show tonight.
Oh, good.
He promised me a chicken salad.
Can you turn that up, Steve? We can barely hear it.
I said he promised me a chicken salad if I watched your show tonight.
Well, they are very good.
They are.
They are. We have a couple left.
Yeah, if you want to buy, you can have one tonight.
You can get a preview.
I'll take a fresh one, thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, that's so fresh. We keep in the fridge back there.
What, you say they make unfresh salads?
No, I'm just saying that you probably had yours a while.
It hasn't been sitting under the lights or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's not in here with us.
We have a kitchen.
Yeah, well, your show is very interesting.
Thank you.
I was surprised.
Is it the first time you've ever seen it?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't even know it existed.
We have a great variety of guests, and of course, there's a great variety of things that we talk about.
Yeah.
And,
we have our very own humble announcer, Mr. Rob Van Riel, over there.
I noticed him. Very humble.
Very humble.
Very.
Yeah, he's been
very humble.
He's been a little quiet tonight.
Ed McMahon of the '80s.
Well, thank you. They're very well put, Rob. Very well put. That was. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to call in. I want to say hi to my nephews, Christopher and Andy, because they're awake now.
Okay.
How you doing, guys?
My kids. What are they doing up?
I don't know.
It's a little late, isn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, well, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's nice.
That was nice. Nice and short and sweet. Kind of like me.
Okay, it's the mocking moment.
Okay, who are we mocking now?
Probably the Poets in Distress.
Poets in Distress?
Those
Are we
guys.
mocking Poets in Distress?
Yeah.
I know I am.
Those guys.
How about you guys?
Bunch of jerks.
Whoa.
Oh, I can't say. You can't say jerk on television.
No,
That's right.
it's not that. It's just I'm surprised that you would be so quick to gauge.
To judge them after the way they acted.
After we gave them two nights of promotion, because we did the news story, and of course when we had one. For those of you watching right now who might
never
not
seen our show
realize
before.
what we're talking about, on about our 6th show, I think it was.
Yeah,
somewhere way back
Is it
when.
10 shows ago?
10 shows ago.
Yeah.
We had the Poets in
I think
Distress
it was number
on.
9. It was number 9.
Yeah, it was number 9.
Because you guys did the
number 9.
That's right. I remember from the news story. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So on our 9th show we had the Poets in Distress on.
Sorry to disagree with you, Dave. Jeez, you took it bad.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Number 9.
Don't be sorry.
Number 9.
Number 9.
9.
Number 9. Turn me on, dead man. Turn me on. And
Stig is dead, or Paul is dead. I'm sorry.
I buried Paul.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave.
Well, we had the Poets in Distress on, and they ended up picketing us.
No, this is number 3. Then we're publicizing them.
Yeah.
Well,
so I think that's
enough
Dave.
publicity
That's
for them.
enough.
Either way, forget them.
They're jerks.
Forget them. They're gone. History. Well, we had an answer to our trivia question. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hear from them on Monday.
I'm glad. Next week we'll think of a harder one.
With more and better prizes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a hold of the owner of the Covina Theater so we can do some stuff with them. If anybody has any pull with them, to have them call us. over here at 302 East Roland in Covina, 91723. And the phone number would be...
You want the phone number, Marty?
Yeah, I want the phone number. It's getting late.
Give us that number, Rob.
Give us a call at Quintessential Covina. The number is 967-7353. That's 967-7353. And maybe you can talk to Marty or Dave.
Hey, or even Jeff.
Or Jeff.
Or we have a question
Thanks,
for Rob Van Riel.
Yeah, how about something for Rob? Rob's been gone for a week or so or something.
Yeah, where were you last weekend?
Well, you know what he was doing? This is cool.
I was announcing at the City of Orange's centennial closing ceremonies, and Jose Feliciano was there, so I had the pleasure of working with Jose.
I wish he could say the same about us. Oh, I'm sorry, that was bad.
I didn't
that was
appreciate
mean.
that. Yeah, I mean,
he's funny, but he's a nice guy.
Did he sing Chico and the Man?
Sure did. He sang all his hits.
All
so
right.
I've got to put that show together now and edit it and get it on the air over there in Orange.
How long a show is it?
Oh, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll have to put his agent in contact with me. And
Well, I think a lot of people don't know what it is you do. Why don't you tell people what your real job is?
Well, I'm director of community programming for Cablevision. Orange's Channel 21 in the City of Orange.
Can you believe that?
A rival.
I know.
Yeah, but I happen to live in LA County, so, you know. And Marty's such a nice guy. I thought I would come down and help him out once in a while. And
Plus,
of course
we pay you a lot.
Yeah, plus the
I
fringe
get
benefits.
paid a lot of money here.
Well, there's the
Big
sandwiches.
Bucks. Only the big bucks draws the VR.
Yeah, I'm telling you. People who work with Jose Feliciano.
The VR.
Yeah.
The Van Riel.
Gordon Gecko.
The real Van. Van the Man.
Yep.
Well, what do you think? Is it time to thank the sponsors?
Well, I think we should talk a little bit about the sponsors. I need to know, I wanted to mention that some changes are going on over at McMurphy's that
these
I
things are
would encourage everybody to go down and check it out. They're doing some
Where?
remodeling at McMurphy's.
McMurphy's.
Covina.
Good
They're
food.
adding a kitchen. Right now, they pretty much have...
They have a kitchen.
They have like a preparation area. They have refrigerators and that kind of stuff, but they don't actually cook anything there. You know, they have sandwiches and that kind of stuff. But they're going to be serving ribs. They're putting a kitchen. They're going to serve ribs and burgers and all sorts of other good stuff down the road. Not steaks, apparently.
You know, I used to work for those people that...
Steve and Donna Kaysen.
Well, their brother, Donna's brother, Dennis, I used to work as a cook for the old Covina Peanut Company, which used to be...
Well, that was Donna's brother who owned that over there?
Yeah, Dennis White. And really nice people, and they served excellent food. And so I imagine if they opened up a food portion in their restaurant, that they would serve equal.
Well, yeah, they were already do it. They're a place in Irwindale. They
Yeah.
have steaks and ribs and all that good stuff. And they're expanding the one here in Covina, and we wish them all the best
Should
of
be a
luck.
lot of luck. They've been really nice to us, and we really appreciate it. Private Beach Tanning out there on Citrus Avenue.
I went by and saw them this week.
Yeah.
Pat wasn't there. I saw us.
Thanks to them. Dave?
Yeah, very good job. And, of course, the Covina Chamber of Commerce, Randy Gordon, Carol Kolka, who unfortunately is leaving the chamber.
Really?
But Maria and Michelle and everybody else over there, thanks a lot for all your help, guys.
Perfect. Go ahead, Jeff.
McMurphy's, who for eating and drinking, they're very good. Their sandwiches are excellent. We get them every week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
a lot.
guys.
And, of course, Ron,
Radio 7 Fashion Career College.
who didn't
So
say
the makeup we don't have tonight.
The makeup we don't have tonight.
She can have a makeup session.
Graphics, too, for logo
Maybe they'll
design.
make it up to us, right?
And basic support that they've
took a
given
powder.
us. Thank you, Graphics, too.
Thanks for graphic. They do great work, great artwork, very good artwork.
Out there on 2nd.
Some sort of thanks.
Kinda Thanks a lot Fridays, you know.
Yeah, for
We'll talk to you.
that kind of stuff. All that good.
I don't know. Broadway, thanks, Broadway, and we'll talk to you. But, you know, we'll see. Thanks a lot. You've helped us a few weeks ago. It was okay. Got buttons and badges. We didn't give them. Okay, everybody who got prizes, remind us, and you'll get buttons that were made by Agape Buttons and Badges on Gladstone in the city of Pandora. Thanks a lot. They make great buttons and badges over there. And of course,
Carl's
Jr. Century.
Ron Wilson and
Hi, Ron.
Carl and everybody else for helping us out over there.
Good salad.
Thanks for delivering that food too. That was real nice.
Yeah, and they give us all the stuff that we get to give away: the sunglasses, the hats, the lunches, and everything like that. It's great. They've been a big help, and they're a lot of fun.
Good stuff.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So thanks a lot to all our supporters. We could do this without you, but we could.
Wouldn't
do it
be
as
near
well.
as much fun.
Yeah,
Right.
It wouldn't be the same, would it?
Would it just
Would it, Rob?
be the same?
Sure would.
Wouldn't be the same without Rob Van Riel either.
Wouldn't be the same without
Or Margaret Wolf.
Or Margaret Wolf. Or any of our crew members.
Well, I got to say, we got two new guys with us tonight. Of course, Andy.
That's right.
He's over there on the camera, waving. He's waving, shaking the camera. It's like an earthquake here. And, of course, Barry is in the control room tonight. And Steve is actually sitting back and just...
Directing.
He's not doing everything like, you know.
Yeah.
Usually it takes a lot of people to do this kind of stuff because you have somebody on the switcher, somebody on the phone, somebody on the audio board, somebody at the character generator. And Steve used to do it all himself, which I really think he enjoys.
It's just like a real production.
But now we have forced him to actually delegate a little bit in the control room. So he's delegating, and they've been making an awful lot of noise. And I know it's
I know
Wayne in there.
that's the only thing about
Wayne,
putting all those people in control room. Then they start
have a big
interacting
party in there.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's the social group.
They get those Carl's Jr. salads going in there, and a little bit of French dressing, and it's all over. In
their history.
Wayne Sakamoto's doing a good job too.
Wayne Sack of Potatoes.
Wayne Sack of Potatoes.
Who, if anybody can tell us a character that Wayne Sack of Potatoes played on our show, we'll give you a prize.
We're going to bring him back in the future.
Yeah, he'll be back.
But John Estevas is our floor director tonight, and thank you very much, John. Kelly Muller, of course, our diehard...
the fabulous Muller,
here,
the flying Muller family.
The flying Muller family.
They fly.
They fly.
Nancy is the wonderful lady taking all the phone calls, her daughter Kelly on the camera.
Taking phone calls and X-rays.
Stu is here for moral support every week.
Stu, right. Stu's here. It's great.
He's the runner. He runs the phone calls up to you.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Who else?
What a
Do we
guy.
miss anybody? Who else is in the control room? Okay, Barry, Wayne, and Steve in the control room. Is that all?
No, I can't.
Mark
see all
Erickson
these
stopped by
lights.
from the County of L.A. He's the associate producer for that Emmy Award-nominated show Parks Are for People.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Mark.
Well, boy, I've enjoyed that.
He's
show.
going to borrow some equipment from us tonight, and they're going to do a behind.
Oh, I
they're
know.
doing a behind-the-scenes look.
See, there we go. I get cynical again. Everybody's out here for something. You know.
Yeah, I tell you, God. Like that radio station in New York, WIIFM. What's in it for me? But if everybody would really like to thank our special guest, Riley Geary, for being on.
Geary.
Very informative.
Yeah. Riley did a very good job. O'Reilly.
And we've got...
especially for riding his bike out here and back.
Yeah,
That's pretty heroic.
And we've got some interesting guests coming up.
Yes, we do.
We might be looking at some... Go ahead.
No, that was it.
We have some interesting guests coming up, and I'd like to... Down the road, we're going to have... We have on the 30th, we have...
On the 30th, we have...
Numerologist.
Michael... Oh, I can't remember his last name. Well, next week I'll have it written down and bring it in. But he's a numerologist, and he's got a system of. I don't really understand it all myself, but he can tell a lot about you and. Just
through a signature.
It's by your birth date and your name.
Well, I was going to say if I
there's a way of taking the letters.
In or something.
There's a way of taking the letters in your name, and there's a formula, and he extracts certain information from that. And
So
I had questions for him because I'm a skeptic, can you tell? And he says he used to be too, but he's been doing it for 20 years. And
now he's not a skeptic anymore.
I'm a believer.
But, is there a call there?
There was.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Travis.
Charlie, what's going on?
Travis.
Charlie Chavez?
Travis.
Charlie Travis.
Travis.
Just Travis.
Just Travis,
He
like in
never
Taxi
said
Driver.
Charlie. He said Travis.
Taxi Driver, Travis Bickle.
I'm half deaf.
What's going on, Travis?
Not so much. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing
Pretty
great.
good. How you doing?
Good.
I was wondering. I want to say thank you to two of my friends.
Okay, for what?
They risked their life for me tonight.
Well, go ahead and mention it.
Okay, I want to thank Brian, Chris, and my other friend Travis.
How did How did they risk their life for you tonight?
I'm afraid to
I
ask.
needed a part for my car. They rode all the way down to the West Covina Auto Parts. And I swear I thought they were going to get hurt. They were on their bicycles. They made it. They got my piece, and we're working on it right now.
Gee, bicycles in the news. There you go. I'm impressed.
Steve.
How impressed are you, Steve?
Well, that's a nice story, a nice heartwarming story.
What's wrong with Steve?
Oh, he's just...
Nothing's wrong
He's a
with
funny
Steve.
guy. He's cynical.
Yeah.
He's a fart smeller.
That was brilliant. Well, I'll let you guys go. You have a good one, okay?
Okay, thanks for calling, Travis.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks, Travis.
Another heartwarming American story, huh? Helping your fellow man going to West Covina on your
It's a good
bike.
thing they're open 24 hours.
I know.
That's
It's
been
like
handy for me a couple times.
Yeah,
especially when I had a piece
Good
of
place.
my
They have
car.
everything in stock 24 hours.
My old Camaro, I needed that a lot.
Where else would you go?
I've only
waste Covina for junk.
Waste Covina. Oh, it's a good thing we don't go. It's a good thing our show doesn't go there.
Yeah. What's it though? I think we started airing it over there.
Yeah, doesn't it make you mad when you say you're from Covina and then everybody says, "Oh, West Covina"?
Like no,
Covina.
Not
you know where the dump is? Waste Covina. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? What's
Aroma
the name
Drive.
BKK over there.
Aroma Drive.
Landfill.
Well,
But we have other guests coming up too.
I have
Miss Covina, Lori Brandt.
Lori Brandt will be back after her experience at the Miss California pageant in San Diego. The controversial. Well, yeah, her and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
But there was, that incident over at the pageant, and she was right there amongst them, and she'll give us her story on it.
Yeah, and maybe the long-standing now is probably forever now the outgoing Miss Longo Toyota will possibly be with us.
That's right. Look at us. Don't forget Jennifer. Yes. The outgoing Longo Toyota, I guess she's going to...
She's the continuous. I mean, they're not going to replace her, so I guess she's...
Yeah, so she's like the...
so 50 years from now, they're going to have her in a bathing suit up there. No, I'm kidding. That would be pretty... That's not funny.
One of the questions on Jeopardy tonight was well, the gist of it was, I won't give you the question, but it's just curious that Miss America is judged in a bathing suit, but she's not allowed to appear in one once she's crowned.
Boy, double standard.
What's the double standard there? Huh? We'll ask Lori about that one.
Well, yeah, so she'll hopefully be with us coming up in August. Lori Brandt and maybe even my friend Fred Holiday can come by.
I thought she was next week.
Fred?
No. She?
Lori?
She? Fred? No, I thought Lori was sooner than that.
We're hopeful. No. I mean Jennifer will be. In August, but Lori will hopefully be coming up.
Okay.
Hopefully next week.
Yeah, Jennifer is already scheduled. Oh, we had a camera bump there. You notice that?
A little earthquake.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to ask Riley if that registered there. Little camera movement. So how much time we got here?
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
I've got a couple bands lined up for probably the end of July and the beginning of August. One that was just signed to a record deal and being played on K-Rock. So we'll probably have them on the 30th.
I want to tell our viewers we won't have a live show on the 23rd of this month in a couple weeks. We're either going to have a rerun, our second rerun, or we're trying to produce something else to play, but it will not be a live show. It will be on tape. So if you're like writing down to make sure you want to call QC on the 23rd, just forget it. You'll get somebody.
But still watch, even.
But still watch.
Oh yeah, so be
whatever we show, it's going to be probably the most fantastic thing that you can imagine.
Yeah.
On video. So.
Other than this show.
Be there.
And we still want your questions and comments. We might be looking at a few changes coming up. You know. Yeah. Hey, the shows we're going 16 shows now. We're
17.
17. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about time we go.
Yeah.
It's about time we made our boot heels to wander.
And meet us over at Fridays tonight, guys. If anybody's watching, come on down to Fridays and enjoy a little conversation and
libation.
Refreshments. Yeah, libation.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thanks for watching this week.
And
here goes Steve again.
We're going to close out with a little technical difficulty.
Yeah, a little technical difficulty.
I thought we were going to do
what we did last time we played this. Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll have a surprise guest next week.
Is this the fireworks from last week we're going to close on?
Oh, no.
We're not?
No.
Surprise day.
Next week. We'll play the fireworks next week. But anyway, good night. And we'll see you
good night.
Next Saturday. It's been wonderful, believe me. I like it. It's been everything.
Good night.
Oh, that's nice. Bars. That's nice. Let's go to half bars. Okay. There we go.